Hey Virgo. All right, so these are just your general messages for the week. And if you're looking to get a personal reading with me, I do link my email in the description box. Excuse me. All right, so for Virgo, what do they need to know this week? What messages do we have for Virgo? Sun, moon, and rising. For Virgo. Cards aren't pulling. This has happened with two of my private readings this morning as well. So something's in the works. I mean, in fairness, guys, we are in 2 retrogrades right now. I feel like the universe has not decided exactly what path you will be taking. Okay. All right. The world. Again, literally what I just said. The universe is still like, I'm not really sure what path you're going to be taking. Okay. If you are dealing with a Aries, stern person, somebody who just really doesn't waver, somebody who's my way or the highway, whatever the case, I do see some sort of heartbreak around that. You guys are probably emotionally distant and or distant in general. This could also be a father figure. Why do I want to say this person dresses impractically? I don't know why I'm getting that. It's like they wear winter clothes in the summer, or they wear summer clothes, you know, something like that, something stupid. Yeah, they probably stabbed you in the back, or vice versa. Okay, there's some communication happening here. Doesn't have to be an air sign. They're pulling as an air sign, but I do see some communication. What's this communication for Virgo? About somebody doing something behind your back. There will be some sort of fight, some sort of controversy, all right? It's unfortunate. Looks like you're going to kind of like pack up your energy and head out. Expect somebody to come to your aid, whether that's emotionally or otherwise. They just want to make sure they're there for you, okay? Trying to help you find some stability. You are really tied to this situation. It's some sort of karmic cycle that has to work its way out, unfortunately, Virgo. Somebody's going to go to a hairdresser or waxing or something of that nature and be horrified. I'm just letting you know right now. That's channeled, but I see it and I'm like, okay. Could even be like a really bad dye job, something of that nature. For Virgo, okay, we have changes taking place here, big changes taking place, very uncomfortable changes taking place. Obviously, they're going to work in your benefit long term, but while they're happening, you're going to be like, you've got to be kidding me. Of course, I know. I'm on, I'm on all the forums, guys. I'm on like all the astrology pages. I see that, especially the Virgo rising, seem to be really going through it right now. But Virgos in general, especially when it comes to relationships, I think you guys are getting hit the hardest. You do have somebody sending messages back and forth with you, lots of communication. This could be a very spiritual person. Some of you, I know this is just a few of you, whatever you believe in, you're getting communication through a spirit, okay? We do have somebody who has a lot of passion here for you, a lot of like care and concern. However, they feel like you don't feel the same way, so they will be moving on out of your life. For Virgo, I'm not loving whoever this air sign is. And if it's not an air sign, I don't like the communication regardless. I don't like this person's energy. Just know you have some options in order to rid yourself or fix this, find a solution with this person, okay? You will have options there. Just hold on to some hope. Try to stay sane. You're waiting on some sort of emotional fulfillment. Some of you have children that are in need of something, whether that's financially or emotionally. You will be having, this is strange, this is out of the blue, okay? Even though you're going through this stressful situation and you're dealing with people that maybe you don't want to deal with, I do see you having a bit of a, almost like a, I'm going to use the word glow up, but I don't really want to use it only because like I always see glow ups as like, changing your attire or looking better. This is like an internal glow up, okay? Where you just, you find your confidence again. Start really valuing yourself as a person again, that sort of thing. I do like it. Some of you are going to end up, if you're single and looking long-term relationship, with what looks like a fire sign, but take it as it resonates, okay? Some of you might already be in a relationship with one and getting engaged and or moving in. There is something shocking and crazy that's going to happen around your finances. Shocking and crazy in the best way possible. You're like, oh my God, I didn't expect to make that million last month. Oh my God, I didn't expect I could buy this house. You know, I never thought I could afford something like that. So that's really good. I do like that. It's saying to invest in yourself financially as well, Virgo, okay? Now is the time. Really put in the effort to, you know, get your health under control. Buy that, I don't know, whatever it is you want to buy for yourself. Take that trip you've always wanted to take, something like that. Now is the time. Yeah, your finances look really, really good. For those of you that have been worried about being able to put away like a nest egg or pay off some debt, you will be able to do that very soon. I'm getting a next season. So whatever the next season is, wherever you live, okay? So right now here it's what, we're going into spring today, maybe, or the other day, I don't know. But you know, so next season, so by the summer in the US, I would say that people are going to see, the Virgos are going to see a lot more success, okay? If you haven't already started, which I do really like. Be careful of somebody doing something behind your back. It's saying it again. This is the third time. This is definitely a warning video for some Virgos out there, okay? They're pulling as the devil, Capricorn energy, but they're definitely like, I'm seeing dogs. They're definitely elusive. This could even be somebody you have children with, if you have children. Why is the Empress here? Aries energy. Overthinking a situation. You are going to have somebody try to make a, try to reconcile with you, okay, Virgo? Please don't do it. Please don't do it. Even if you thought at one point this was somebody you really cared about, you were close to, they're only going to bring you pain and misery and lack of sleep. The number 6 is relevant for Virgo, Sun, Moon, and Rising. You'll find stability on your own. I see really investing in whatever it is you're working towards, whether that's a hobby and or your actual job. If you work for yourself, I see you sort of like really making it big, if that makes sense, especially if you do something like in the limelight. Like if, let's say you are on Broadway, something like that, okay? I like it. We have somebody gifting you something and or really investing in you, whether that's financially or emotionally. Yeah, because some of you are going to be taking out a loan. For those of you that are getting involved with somebody, it still looks like they have fire sign placements, okay? There's a heavy burden here where you need to walk away from somebody or something, some event, actually, okay? Make a judgment call there. You might be feeling optimistic about a trip and or a move. It's going to be delayed, so just keep that in mind, okay? It's not done, it's not over with, but it's delayed. It's for a reason. It's for your best interest, actually. Forward movement, once again, with somebody who's keeping an eye on you, who's dedicated dedicated to being like invested in you emotionally. For some of you, it's a water sign. For others, it's fire. Somebody could have a water sign child, though, I'm seeing. We're waiting on some sort of justice here. Do you think that the person who's screwing you over is going to regret it one day? No, they don't. So that makes it even worse, in my opinion. Somebody could have an argument. If you work for somebody, you could have an argument with like the boss or somebody above you. Just be prepared for that. And we have somebody wanting to invest some sort of partnership with you, whether that's emotionally and or financially, and I do like it, and they're going to be very honest and truthful about it. Anything else for Virgo? And then I'm going to see how the signs feel about you. Sun, Moon, and Rising for Virgo. Somebody's going to church or a new church. Somebody having communication about how they feel about you. I do like that. I do like that. I think it's sincere and sweet. Make sure if you're sick, you're hydrating. I don't know why I'm getting this, Virgo, but for some of you, you get sick and you don't hydrate, and that's how you end up in the hospital, okay? You have new options and opportunities coming to you. It's going to save your ass in the long run, okay? Use your instinct, use your clairs if you are familiar with which ones you have. You sense somebody's doing this behind your back. You can get ahead of it. With new options and opportunities, like or seeking options and opportunities, how to get rid of this person before they even screw you over, okay? They are going to stab you in the back. They're still pulling as an air sign. Take it as it resonates. The cards are repeating, so I think we're good. You will be going to some sort of celebration as well. Be careful because you're going to be expected to pay most of that bill. Story of my life. Okay, let's see how each sign feels about Virgo. Hopefully I won't screw up like I did with Scorpio yesterday. I felt so bad about that. I was really tired yesterday, guys. I was really burnt out. I had a lot more work than I normally have. Even though it was a lot more work than I normally have, it was also like really, really stressful readings for people. You know, their lives were very stressful. And so by the time I got up on YouTube, I was burnt out, like really burnt out. How does Aries feel about Virgo? How does Aries feel about Virgo? They're protecting their energy against you. You give them anxiety or upset. How does Taurus feel about Virgo? They want some communication or truth. They feel like you guys could balance this. How does Gemini feel about Virgo? They're trying to do something behind your back, and Aries could be involved. How does Cancer feel about Virgo? I'm seeing chicken nuggets. It's weird. They're done and over with this. They're working on something else. How does Leo feel about Virgo? They want to reach out, but they're hesitant. They feel like if they did, they'd be rejected. How does Virgo feel about Virgo? They'll come in with some communication. They're at a distance. They could be watching you. How does Libra feel about Virgo? They think you're doing something behind their back, or they are. How does Scorpio feel about Virgo? Oh, Scorpio's crazy about you. How does Sagittarius feel about Virgo? They feel like the wounded warrior. They're holding on to some sort of hope. It's only going to end up in aggravation and fights. I wouldn't bother. How does Capricorn feel about Virgo? They're missing you. They feel like you left them behind. How does Aquarius feel about Virgo? They adore you. They think you're the best. How does Pisces feel about Virgo? They else are your soulmate, and or they want to reconcile and change everything, okay? Okay, Virgo, hopefully you enjoyed. I will be getting up some bonuses. If you guys have any ideas about bonuses you'd really like, drop it in the comments. I know somebody yesterday mentioned doing the career and finance, but I already did that this month, so I will be doing it again in April, okay?